Hi world, I'm Angie Quigley. I am the founder of the TruYu Project, which I founded in June 2012. The project has been on hold for quite a while, and I want to get it back up and running, so I thought, why not start with my own story? My story might not be the most inspirational story, and I might not have been through the most hardest things in life, but you have to remember that it was difficult for 11-year-old to face and to grow from. And most importantly, it's my story. And my story has contributed to who I am today. Every person's story is important, no matter who you are. And I'm hoping by sharing my story, I can get a few more stories submitted to the TruYu Project. And if you wish to do so, send it to truyuproject@gmail.com. It can be anonymous if you don't want your name to be anywhere. It can be in text, it can be a video. Just please share, like I am doing today. So with that said, I will start my story. I've always been pretty comfortable with who I am. I've always been a big girl. I don't mind it. I'm a size 14, and I'm proud. And I've always been happy, always, except for one year in school. It was 6th grade. I was 11 years old. I was 11 years old, and I went through some pretty hard bullying. My school was mostly Hispanic, the student population. It was like 90% Hispanic, I'm gonna say. And I'm Hispanic. I'm partially a Salvadorian. And because I have a bit darker pigmentation than other Hispanic kids, and I have naturally curly hair, I straightened it for the new year, so you can't see it. I got categorized as an African American kid. There were only 3 other African American kids in my school at the time, and all of them were boys, so I was the only girl, and I got the worst of it. The bullying started off with just name calling. I was fine with that, let it roll off your shoulder, ignore it. It'll go away eventually if you ignore it. At least that's what my mom told me. And I've always thought that if that person is not important to you in your life, then what they say has no meaning. So that's what I did. And I ignored it. It wasn't important to me. And then the bullying got worse. I started to get hit a lot. It started off with like throwing things at me. So I get backpacks, pencil boxes, rocks, food, whatever was in your backpack, textbooks, books, that got thrown at my head in the middle of class as I'm walking to class, and I'm trying to walk home to the car. And then it got worse. Then I started to get beaten up, mostly during school. One time, I was in PE class. Actually, the worst things happened in PE class, and a group of kids, boys actually, took me aside to there was like a corner in our PE area, like in the track, and there was like a shed there, and they took me to the back side of it so no one can see, and I got kicked in the stomach. Fell to the floor because you lose your breath and your stability, and I just kept getting kicked. I protected my face. I didn't want my mom to know what was happening to me. And I went home. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't want to. I didn't want to start some type of drama. And I thought it would end, So that went on for a while. And then it got even worse. I don't know how other 11-year-olds, and I think a few older kids, even came up to this point. But it went from, let's beat the heck out of Angie, to, hey, let's try to rape her. I would get pushed up against walls during school, like when I'm walking to class. Usually they'd hit me first, so I'd get punched. No matter how hard I fought back, they'd always try to get in my pants. And it was really difficult, and it really hard. And it happened every day for half of that school year. I told teachers. No one believed me. I told the principal. She didn't believe me. And I just dealt with it. And the worst part about it was, I felt so disgusting. It's so unneeded. Like I wasn't important. Like obviously I'm not important since no one's helping me. The worst part about it was when it happened in school, like during lunchtime. Everyone would just stand around and they'd laugh at me. Some people would join in, hold me down as I tried to kick back. And for some reason, I was really lucky and I got away. I still don't understand how it didn't get worse than that. But it was still really scary for an 11-year-old to face by herself. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I told my mom. I didn't tell her exactly what happened, but I told her I was getting bullied in school, and I hate it there, and I don't want to be there, and I don't want to leave my room. And she said, okay. I got transferred. I felt like such a coward, running away. But sometimes you need to run away from a situation where there's no more you can do. So you can be a better self. And, so that's what I did. The second half of that school year, I went to an art academy because, I didn't tell you this, when I was getting bullied, the only place I felt safe was in a choir room. And the choir teacher didn't know what was happening to me. I didn't tell him. I didn't want him to think I was disgusting either. So I got into music. I got thrown into classical singing competitions. And it's because of that teacher that I found out that I have worth, and I have a talent, and I have a meaning to live because of that talent. And that's actually what gave me the courage to talk to my mom. Is that if I have the courage to stand in front of people and to sing in front of them, which I tell you was the hardest thing ever, then I have the courage to tell my mom that I don't want to be in the school anymore. So I thank that teacher every day in the morning when I wake up for giving me a dream. So I changed schools. I was a really aggressive person, as you know, who can blame me. I didn't want friends. I didn't want to make any friends. I just wanted to be alone. I was really mean. And then my teacher, actually, because it's an art school, I didn't know she sang, but she sang, and she found out that I like to sing too, and she offered to give me voice lessons. And I accepted. And with that teacher's help, I was able to make some great friends. And with those friends, I changed myself. I learned to forgive the people who put me through so much pain, who made me feel like I was disgusting and unworthy to. And I gained confidence. It's amazing how just a few people in your life can make such a big difference. And music, that gave me everything. Performing is what makes me feel beautiful. It's also what gives me confidence and makes me look forward to the future. Without my friends that I have made at that time, I wouldn't have gone to the Blue Ribbon School I went to. I wouldn't have gotten into this university. I wouldn't have performed in so many great places and be offered to perform in Europe. That would have never happened if I haven't found those friends. That would have never happened if I haven't found music. Or if I have never gotten out of that school. Sometimes I wonder what type of person I would be if I stayed there. Every day I was there, I couldn't look in a mirror. I thought, man, what a disgusting girl. A girl that no people do these things to. She must not be worth anything. She can never be with someone. I wouldn't be able to find anyone. Couldn't be happy. Who would want someone that was used this way? You know, even today I find it hard to look in a mirror. But it's getting better. Every day. Every day it gets better. Because every day I tell myself that I'm beautiful. Because I am. And I am beautiful because of my story. Because of my life. Because I grew stronger. I'm strong. I might be crying right now, but this is my first time sharing my story online. I've done speeches for programs with this story, but yeah. So I am a strong and beautiful young woman. And this is how I want other people to feel. This is how I want to inspire girls. The best way to do that is through inspiration. So, I've shared my story, and now I'm asking for yours. Please share your story with TruYu Project at truyuproject@gmail.com. Again, you can ask us to be anonymous, or if you want to give your identity, you can. Or a picture of yourself, that'd be wonderful. I'm sure every single one of you are beautiful. So, thank you for listening to my life. Thank you for dealing with my tears and my runny nose. And hopefully I can make another one of these one day. You're also more than willing to ask us questions, or me a question, at the same email address, truyuproject@gmail.com. And I will answer you. And it can be about anything. Self-confidence, how you learn to gain it, how to know how to feel beautiful inside and out. It's very difficult to do, and it takes time, especially when you're as hurt and damaged as I was. But you can do it. I know you can. I look forward to hearing from many beautiful women, and men too, you know, if you want to. And I thank you for your time. Bye, everyone.